I think it is giving education now. You may be my lucky star. Okay, so it's hot. It's fucking hot. But anyways, let's get this on the road. So, welcome. Come on. This is how my production, like, this is in different areas, right? So, I do want to start off by talking about the origins of fashion, period. So, based on my calculations, based off of my research, this is what I found. This is what I found. Me. So, and I will cite the sources, of course, because, like, educational, professional, right? So, anyways, so let's get started. Like, let's pop it off. So, fashion originally started in the Mesopotamia. Oh my god. Mama's a little hot, like, if you can't say the heat got out the kitchen, but fashion started in the, yes, I do got notes. I do. It started in the Mesopotamian era, slash like the Egyptian era, which is really interesting, because, like, I never really knew that. And I just thought it was fucking interesting because, like I said, like, I never knew that. Like, I kind of should have always thought that, like, fashion originated in, like, I don't know, like the UK or something. Like, I really thought she just, like, popped up out of nowhere and we just started, like, putting on clothes. It was mainly defined one social status. So, like, girl, if you was on welfare, if you was on food stamps, like, you're not getting it. Like, I don't know what to tell you, but you can't get nice things if you're poor. So, love that. It also started as a loincloth. This is ghetto. Started off as a loincloth in the Ube period. Which I could talk more about the Ube period another time, but there's a couple, like, eras I'm gonna talk about. Like, eras of fashion I'm gonna talk about, like, in a completely different video. But it started off as a loincloth in the Ube period, so not everybody was walking around, like, the white people very much walking around with, like, sheets and, like, washcloths. That's so insensitive. That's really insensitive. I need to get it together. But yeah, so in the Ube period, like, you know, the poor people had the loincloths, and the rich people had, like, brightly dyed fabrics. So, like, brightly dyed robes, like, you know, like your pinks, your purples, greens, all that good stuff. Poor people couldn't afford dye, so it is what it is, babe. Loincloth it is. Yeah, like, they got the brightly colored robes, like, the rich people got the bright colored robes, by the end of, like, not the end, but, like, in the Sasanian era, which I'll cover that as well. Later. Not now. Styles change, but functionality remains the same. So, like, you might have, like, a different style of a loincloth, but it's still like the functionality remains the same, right? So it's like nothing really changed. Like you wasn't getting it. Like the loincloth might have been a different style, but like it wouldn't be like a long sleeve loincloth. Would that make sense? It wouldn't be like no long sleeve, or like no halter top, like loincloth. Allegedly, I don't really know that because I wasn't really there. But yeah. In most civilizations, the upper class again were the ones who could afford expensive materials. So, like the wool, which I'll get into later. Wool was like a big, like a common material that, like, you know, rich people, affluent people use to make their robes and stuff. So, really interesting stuff. Okay, bet y'all didn't know that. By the early dynastic period, clock that T. Well, I'm gonna be clocking it in another video, but yeah, in the early dynastic period, clothing represented again, social status, affluence, wealth. So it's like, girl, if you walking around with a nice shiny dress on, the girls know what you do. The girls know what you do. They know what you're up to. You can't hide anything, right? Very interesting. Yeah, so it showed hierarchy, status, even your profession. So it's like based off of the kind of clothing that you would wear, like they could assume your profession. So it's like, let's say you was rich and you had, I don't know, because again, like, our week was not there, but like, let's say like you was rich and like you had a nice robe that was that kind of sort of looks like a lab coat, pretty much. They will probably assume that like, oh, you probably are in like the medicine field, like like stuff like that. Like they clocking your tea. They're clocking your tea. So they clocking your tea. In the prehistoric era, men and women, equality. It's about equality. Men and women wore basic clothes from like plants, supposedly. So like, you know, get a couple big leaves and like, you know, cover the privates, all that good stuff. I don't know if they used, but like, what else would you use in the prehistoric era as like clothes? Like, I'm trying to think, because I don't know, like if I'm like dumb, but like I was thinking that like you could use like fruit peels. Fruit peels as clothes. Like, I don't know, like use like a banana peel as like a bra. That'd be cute. No shade, that'd be cute. And I do have a quote. So it says, this is a quote by Stephen Burtman. That reads, in time after the domestication of animals, wool became the most basic material for clothing, as well as like leather for footwear. So like, once they started like domesticating, like, you know, the animals, the cows, the horses, all that good stuff, that's when they started using like their hide their hide for like clothing and shit like that. So real cute. Of course, again, wealthier citizens could afford to wear like leather and wool. Poor people, y'all get nothing. Crumbs. Do not let them eat cake. Y'all get absolutely nothing. Wealthier citizens could afford brightly dyed fashion, while poor people wear basic white, which is very interesting. Like, thinking about color theory, like, you know, white, well, I mean, I guess, like, you know, like, this color theory probably wasn't around back then, but like, just thinking about now, like color theory, white symbolizes like holiness and like purity, sanctity, all that good stuff. Like the color white is known for like all things good, like healing, light, all that good stuff. But like back then, girl, prehistoric in the Mesopotamian area, all that good stuff, the girls was wearing white. Blank canvas, nothing. You get nothing. Again, poor people get nothing. Though these clothes still seem to have been ornamented with designs, even as the skirts and loincloths of the Ube period may have been. So it's like, we love creativity. We love a creative queen. Like, yeah, they might be poor. Yeah, they might not be able to afford like the dyes and the materials and the properties and stuff like that. They still like was real innovative and was like, okay, well, we have to, we gotta put some pizzazz in this, like, because I know if I was back alive during that time, like the Mesopotamian area, girl, no, like, you're not finna just give me no white washcloth and expect me to wrap that around my waist and wear that. Like, no, we finna put something on there, something, I don't know, some type of design, whatever. That's exactly what they did. So we love ingenuity. Also, though Mesopotamia is often credited as like the first people to create clothing, the concept of clothing is like more largely independent, which again brings back to the creativity, the ingenuity. Like, even back then, like, the girls was creative and they had to make do with what they had, period. When you poor, you gotta make do with what you got. Mesopotamia, specifically Sumer, clock that T, catch it. Sumer is the first region in the whole world to have recorded, development of clothing and accessories through their art. So I guess that's like, not I guess, but like that was their proof, their evidence that like clothing was a thing. Like, not necessarily like this is where clothing originated, but kind of sort of like this is proof like where clothing like originated, where clothing came from, the accessories, the materials. Like, it came from this area. You can literally look at the art, look at the architecture as well, and you will be able to like see the creativity, the inspirations, the ingenuity, all that good stuff. Love that. Love it. The Mesopotamian and architecture give proof of the way fashion has progressed. Love it. We love a fashion journal, a fashion Bible that you can just like pick up, or you like, not something that you can like pick up, but like we love a fashion journal, a fashion gallery. Like, not that I had Pinterest in the Mesopotamian era. Clock it. But like I was saying, like it recorded the art and the architecture, recorded the way clothing progressed, from more complex to simple designs, which I'll include pictures of what that could look, what those designs may look like, just so you can get like more visual. Clock that T. Anyways, I have another quote by Stephen. Love him. We love a well-versed man. According to the Bible, the founders of the fashion industry were Adam and Eve. Surprise, surprise. Were Adam and Eve for when they ate the educational apple. When they ate the apple, and for the first time, they recognized their nakedness. So, once Adam and Eve was like, they ate the apple, they was like, wait a minute, girl, you ain't got no clothes on. And so this led them to, again, I was not really there, so I don't really know what Adam and Eve was up to, but like it makes sense, right? But it goes on to say they set about sewing fig leaves together to hide the bare truth. So Adam and Eve, genius. Like, who would have thought? Like, let's sew like these leaves together and then make clothes out of them, right? Real big brain. Oh my gosh, was that insensitive? I don't know. If Sumer was a geographical inspiration for the Garden of Eden, as many people believe it to be, the world's first clothes were thus labeled "made in Mesopotamia." End quote. End scene. Ate that. I did my big one. I'm like so big brained. And I love that for me. Like, big brain, not the little one. So I really hope y'all enjoyed that. That was a first of many. I am gonna call this little like the fashion series or whatever. I do have a name for it. I don't know if I want to give it away in a video or if I want to just like, put it in the title and let y'all eat that, which I might do. But I really hope y'all enjoyed it. I really hope y'all took something away, because that's what this is all about. Like, it's all about education. Okay, it's all about spreading awareness, like getting the girls up to date, because I like to consider myself like more of a I feel like this is easily clockable, but I'm like more of a not to my own harm, but like I'm more of a historian. Like, I want to know like the origins of like everything. Like, this had to happen. Like, everything that we see now came from somewhere. So let's clock that T. Like, let's really get into that. Let's really deep dive and put in our rabbit hole. So, I really hope y'all enjoyed. We'll be back probably sometime like in this week. Clock that T. Don't clock mine though. Clock that T, but don't clock mine. But yeah, I'll leave y'all with that. I really hope y'all enjoyed. Next video is gonna be a surprise. So get ready, cause we're here for the long haul. Period.